analyzing all of that, and someone else will be able to
Alrighty. That was muted at first. Okay, here we go. Guys, a big news day. Electric. Michael, how's it going? Ghosty, Beeble. I see we're all hyped. Feeling day, Chat and Jake. I'm feeling pretty good. It's definitely an interesting... I think it was an interesting direction to go in, but also it was exactly what Paul Tassi had said. So my assumption is whoever Paul Tassi's source is probably someone very legitimately kind of on the inside of what's going on over there. But I like that it was kind of like a, he was shooting from the hip, kind of literally just threw on his camera YouTube style and just kind of talked about the game. And I thought that was cool. Thought there was a lot of cool transparency, but we'll get a little farther into it. Random, the news, it arrived. Yeah. It is electric. Okay, so you guys are feeling pretty good. Fork vibes. Yes, Blue Fork indeed. That's tomorrow, which I'm gonna do a stream. I'm gonna play in Destiny 2 tomorrow to get the Blue Fork helmet. Although we do got a good one going right here, but we're gonna get the official one. I think my light level is like 1920 or 1930 maybe right now, so we'll see how much that holds me back, if at all. What are your guys' thoughts on runners? I'm asking like this wasn't the Discord talk of the day. Yeah, I know. I've been a little out of it today. I was missing some of the Discord stuff, but I threw together a video to put up sharing my kind of initial thoughts. I think it's interesting. It does seem like they have a lot of hesitation to just say that they have kind of like heroes. So this kind of like sticking to the runners concept is kind of interesting to me, but I don't even, I think everyone else might be taking that as a bad thing, but from all the character designs that we've seen thus far, I feel like those would all be badass characters to play as. And ultimately, if the platform by which you customize your loadout is a character that has a specific look or certain attributes that are, more viable for it, that what is the difference between that and the Biomata each having their own kind of preferences? What's up? Oh, hey Rage, how's it going? Didn't expect this news. How can I wishlist it on Xbox? Ziegler said in the thing to go to Xbox. Let me even see if it's on the Xbox store, right? He said wishlist on Steam, Xbox, PSN. Ooh. Marathon, Bungie. I don't know if it just pops up. See, Marathon Durandal is what pops up. I don't know. I don't even know if it's like posted over there yet. Games home, shop all console games, search. Let's see what the search does on here. Yeah, so I'm only getting the Durandal Xbox 360 remake and whatever this is, which I guess could be it. I've never heard of Nippon. I just watched Hidden Xperia's video, and I got a feeling that he was Oops League's source. He had lots of commenting, especially this quote. Yeah, I watched Hidden Xperia's video as well, and I think he kind of opened it up with a little bit of like, okay, I got some deets I can give you. But to be entirely clear, I don't think that any information was revealed today whatsoever from anybody. I don't think Hidden Xperia said anything that wasn't kind of already out there. I don't think Joe Ziegler said anything that wasn't out there. They confirmed a few things, but really they confirmed the things that, from my perspective, all of you guys, like most of us here, kind of agreed upon. Like we all kind of understood that maybe the hero concept was more going to be like a class-like system. We talked about how it played into the Biomata. We talked about how they had runners that were named like White Rabbit, Brill, and Patch, which all seems to be very consistent with what has been said. This game suits the Marathon universe better than the new single-player game. Was that in Hidden Xperia's video? Was that a quote from him? I did think it was funny that, because Random's talking here about, I wonder if Thief steals. It wasn't there, right? I think it's funny that the two characters they show are Thief and Stealth, which, in my mind, kind of go very much so hand in hand. So it's kind of interesting to see them double up on the two characters that they revealed be very, very similar. Which kind of made me think, is the game gonna have a more stealth-based lean, you know? Like Forever Winter was shooting for. It says coming soon in the video description. Okay, so the Xbox one isn't uploaded yet. Don't think it's going to be Here's more archetypes like Dark and Darker. Yeah. Oops Leaks literally started with like Marathon is the best universe for an extraction shooter or something. Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. No, I think it's gonna fit super well. I do wish that, I think that's my biggest thing with the video today. I wish that there were a few more like specifics. I think not using the word hero to say one way or the other, but just using this term runners and saying his classes just felt like I think it just needed to be a little more direct. In terms of the narrative stuff, I think saying like we want to modernize and continue to build the universe, maybe more direct and say, are you guys still looking to do this kind of like ongoing story with seasons and quests and kind of group unlocks and a story that plays out like that? Or do you guys just have like a background narrative that's going to play out season to season? I think some specifics like that would have been cool, but also hearing that the game isn't in a state that they would even want people to see gameplay right now, I guess I get, kind of with what they're willing to share. But also I feel like the playtests and the feedback we've heard from people with those makes it seem like the game is very put together in certain ways that it doesn't appear like Joe Ziegler was hinting at in the video. Nostradamus out there that there are old Bungie people still there. Yeah, I did hear that in the Hidden Xperia video, which he's probably talking about like I talked about in my Fungal video. Robert McLeese was talked about being involved with the narrative in the ARG, and obviously he was the guy who created the Flood in Halo. Honestly, my guess would be when Hidden Xperia was referencing that, because he says that he spoke to somebody at Bungie who had a very big part in making something for Halo that's kind of pivotal to the universe. But we know Robert McLeese was kind of the mind behind the Flood. So I almost wonder if who he spoke with was Robert McLeese. But I don't know like how tied in he is to the actual company, or if he's like a contractor for the narrative or what. Kind of is. Think about it. Abandoned ship in space needs supplies from Tau Ceti below. Very true. Flavor Town. How's it going, dude? Probably going to be like an assassin versus thief. Okay. So where does White Rabbit fit in? Is White Rabbit still the badass that we all love? She the sniper main? The Widowmaker? Why are the people who don't care commenting? Don't care. Don't care about what, Random? Where the thief is likely better at accessing locked doors and terminals. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe kind of like a Netrunner style thing. Jawsbon, great name. Might be saying it wrong. I could see the thief going in a more loot-centric direction. Lockpicking doors and chests, stealing from other players, that kind of thing. Yeah, that would be super sick. No, there's a lot of cool opportunities. And everything they said today I thought was really good. Guys, do we have any kind of over under on kind of the images? I mean, this was the top left one was a concept art, the right one was the old one, and this looks like the bigger image, the bottom right one from the badges that people got at the last playtest, where they had shared images of it. I'm kind of wondering what this moon is right here. Kind of see the red planet type structure below, in between the marathon and the colony, Tau Ceti. No, God, please, no. White Rabbit should be an NPC runner. I have to fulfill my dreams of becoming the White Rabbit. Although chasing the White Rabbit does seem to fall in line. I kind of wanted to go through the comments, see what you guys had to say. I haven't really read any of this. I commented, said thanks for the update, but I haven't read a lot of what people are saying. I saw a few things in the Discord. People had shared that Bungie's responding, so I was going to check those out in here. In videos like Hidden Xperia's video, people are just spewing unnecessary hate, and they always start with, I don't care about this game. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take it too much to heart, random. That's just the internet. Bungie knows it. We know it. Everybody knows it. Most of the people who are, talking nonsense and hate on the internet they're well aware of what they're doing as well, so I won't put too much stock into it. But not everything's going to be for everybody, and honestly, there's only, most communities don't kind of like wait for extended periods of time. You look at really dedicated kind of player bases, in terms of like people who build communities around things that aren't going to come out for an extended period of time, and that's always going to be kind of a niche group of individuals. So especially at this state, the game's not out yet. I mean, I think that it's going to be the AAA, extraction shooter. I think there's kind of a lot of mechanics and narrative and cool stuff behind it to get it there, but at this point, not everybody's going to be on board, and that's all good. Just talking about the whiny Destiny community. The whiny Destiny community. I saw Sato uploaded a cool video. He was talking about it. I think there was someone else. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I know a bunch of the Marathon YouTube folks are hopefully going to be sharing their opinions about it, so I'm excited for that. Fair point. Tawny's excited. How you doing, Tawny? 4 point. The Hollow Knight community has gone through batches of hallucination and gaslighting. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I don't know if I said it, but that's what I was thinking about, is Hollow Knight. Half-Life 3 as well. It's kind of communities wait a long time. All right, 2 screenshots of Thief and Stealth characters probably close beta in 2025. It's honestly fair. That's a fair assumption here. Where my boy Durandal at? What does this say? He never left. He even had a hand in our logo. Interesting. Had a hand in our logo. Wonder what they're referring to here. They're saying he never left. Does that mean he never left Tau Ceti? Because once again, this is kind of one of my big sticking points. I don't necessarily know that anything past Marathon 1 is going to be canonical. Are they kind of retconning Durandal's location? Did he return to Tau Ceti? This is very interesting. This is honestly the deepest kind of lore implication that we've had thus far. And I know the hand in our logo thing, I guess, is probably referring to, let me pull it up here, this right here, which they included, escape will make me God. I was kind of honestly just giving a quick look at this logo. 2850. So 2850, this is not the time that the trailer that we see is taking place in 2888 or 2893, I believe. 2850 is kind of representing this kind of new era in the Marathon series, I believe. And I believe if you go to the Marathon, website, it says by 2850, it talks about the Biomata and what's going on at Tau Ceti. Muffin Spree made a video. Oh, nice. I'll check that out. Muffin's a nice guy. As a Halo creator, Marathon has me excited. Honestly, kind of want to hop on the train early. Yeah, absolutely, dude. I think there's a lot there. There's a rich narrative. There's a rich universe to explore. The ARG is super compelling. And everything that they're kind of setting up for this upcoming AAA extraction experience, I think, is going to be really unique. Refresh the video and you'll see my comment. Okay, we'll check out Random's comment. I think they're referring to Escape Will Make Me God. Yeah, exactly. Aztec Cross seems to be the only Destiny YouTuber interested in Marathon. Yeah, I think he's made a few videos as kind of big new stuff has come up. Will Jason Jones leave Bungie when the final incentives vest? Man, my assumption would be I heard that right. It's like 2026 is they get some sort of like payout or bonus, which hey, all the more power to you if you can get that Sony money. Go for it. I don't know though. Jason Jones seems like a very committed kind of artist type of person. So I wonder. I don't know what his goals are long term. Be interesting to see if that was something he ever put out into the public or did kind of more interviews. And Tau Seti 17, what does it say? You've chosen or have been chosen to relocate to our finest urban research facilities. Just a short little 100-year journey. Durandal hacked Bungie, changed the logo. Nice. Evase is good. I've heard of him. I haven't watched his videos though. I feel like they might actually make the final timeline of Infinity be the one they use. That's interesting. There's a lot of fine just for like people to understand. Like Infinity is kind of like this timeline reality hopping situation between Durandal and the security officer, and maybe he's assisting you, or maybe the security officer is powered by Yard Tech and it allows him to kind of interdimensionally travel, or maybe the player is just experiencing a bunch of versions of this, but ultimately they find a timeline where they're able to prevent the working Kakantur from destroying the universe by using the Yarrow technology to create a gravitational field that holds in this kind of Cthulhu-esque eternal chaos. It could be cool if they go that direction. It would open up a lot of different opportunities in terms of like kind of what is Lovecraftian horror and different stuff they could play with there if the working character do get involved. It does seem rich for sure. Always been interested in Marathon. I just hope this reboot really itches my gameplay needs. Yeah, I kind of wish that they would have talked a little bit more specifically about certain aspects of that. I would have liked to hear terms like time to kill, armor, I would have liked to, movement mechanics. I would have liked to hear these kind of things. Sado, how's it going, dude? I was just talking to you. Or talking about you. Everyone know you made a video. Jason leaves. I wonder if Bungie would feel the same. I don't know. He definitely is a pivotal voice there from the very beginning. Went crazy from the Caterpillar tweet. Yeah. Need to go through Marathon lore, deep dive soon. I got a video on my channel that kind of covers the first game as if it's like a movie. And then I have like a bunch of stuff on the ARG that kind of pulls together the lore from the series that's relevant to the upcoming game. So Hidden Experience lore videos are really good as well. Mandalore, if you want to kind of have like a review of the original games. Ghost Virus is another really good one. All right. I'll refresh random just in case we come across your comment here. All right. Love of Christ, don't make it a hero shooter. The runner's aesthetically more similar to the androids from the first trailer. I really like their designs. Yeah, it was interesting to kind of see that second one. Stealth had like a... the best thing I was comparing it to was the end of Blade Runner when, Tears in the Rain. Kind of has this really like ethereal downward gaze. But it's not
They really
like
embody
a
it in the
robotic thing. It almost does look kind of like... has like an unsettling human kind of thing about it. And with the red Terminator eyes. You got grenades and mines. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. The specific mechanics that they did talk about were very like obvious stuff that would be inside of an extraction shooter. Like, I believe he said like healing items, grenades, and mines, which, yeah. I'm just glad we got something this year. Yeah, absolutely, Sado. Any news on the Board on Board audio series? Yes. Sorry. I'm actually was supposed to post about that today. Should probably do that tonight after stream. But the Act 2 of Born on Board will be coming out on Halloween Day at noon EST. And it's a very creepy conclusion to the series. And Michael did the thumbnail and art for it. Bond did the video editing. And obviously Justin Guerrero, if you guys haven't checked him out, did the voice acting. So I'm very excited for that. And I just got all that together from Bond yesterday. So that will be out on Halloween as something fun to listen to maybe at a break at work or on your commute home or something before you're out there trick-or-treating with the kids, or I don't know, maybe you're trick-or-treating. Love the rebanding, by the way. It's just too goated, bro. Thank you so much. That's all Michael Veslovsky, who here is in the chat, dude. He's an excellent designer, and if you look in the description of my videos, there's a link to his Behance, I believe is the website, where you can see more of his work, and also his Twitter, I think, is included on some of those. So definitely check him out. He's the man. and he does all my thumbnails and my profile pictures and stuff. All the Mandalore marathon videos, I know. The Mandalore videos are good, and I love he does like a good Halloween videos too. People are people. Joe saying it directly that is not a hero shooter, and people are still calling, please don't be a hero shooter. Well, here's what I will say is like he's not saying that it's not a hero shooter. They're just calling the runners class types. I think they're very afraid of saying the word hero shooter because of the reception. But I think they should just say they have classes, and they do have these kind of like hero characters, you know. I mean, these are characters that have a specific name and appearance, and you pick them because they have certain like skill sets. But I think that's good. I think that could definitely work. Wonder how the NPCs on the map will be, as they said they are underbaked. Makes you wonder how they'll feel in comparison to Arc Raiders PvP. Yes, which I can't talk anything. I got to play Arc Raiders. That's all I can say. Maybe I could say I had fun. I don't know if I can say that. Allegedly, I had fun. I couldn't not watch it early, and that shit was genuinely creepy. Good job, by the way, dude. Oh, nice. Yeah, Vaughn, you saw it. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good Halloween vibe for Born on Board, the second act of our audio play. It's really fun. I think Justin did a great job with the characters, and we have some familiar faces in the second act. I'm excited. I'll steal the candy for my daughter after she's done trick-or-treating. Well, hey, that's for their good. You got to have the dad tax at the end of the night. I don't mind if it's a hero shooter. I'm in for the art, mystery, and gameplay. Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, if the characters are going to look like this, like I think this looks sick. I'm very excited. And also, just speaking about the creepiness, obviously it's concept art, but this is deeply unsettling to me. Wonder if the 4 will be the only PvE faction. I don't know. That is a good question. Will there be other kind of mercenary elements that are computer controlled? Would be cool to see. I think the terms hero and class have just gotten so muddled. They're doing their best to keep it separated, really just hoping they give everyone the character customization they want. Exactly. Absolutely. Because honestly, if this is the base model, but you can still choose the modular nature of the implants that you want and what kind of backpacks or, whatever carry equipment you want, that's fine with me. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. But it is funny to go through the video and just see that they're very, we're not saying the word hero. We're not saying, hero shooter is another genre. Might be an extraction shooter with heroes, but basic hero shooters are Overwatch, Paladins, and other hero-centric games. This game is extraction-centric. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. Sorry, no, I'm not, you're right. I'm not saying that. I guess a hero shooter, is tied to, this idea of, it's a 5v5 or, whatever, small team PvP situation. I don't think it's going to be that. I just think that they do have hero characters that you play as. But almost they don't want to say that, which I understand, given what everyone said. But I really like the direction they're going. Everything I've seen still looks cool. And, man, the stealth one I really like. And, honestly, I like the other one, too. Let me see here. Thief. I like the idea that, it has this almost kind of... We obviously aren't seeing, all of her armor here, but the bulky, kind of rounded nature of the armor. Man, what is the... What, Big Hero 6? I'm getting kind of Big Hero 6 vibes off this whole thing. The Neo Tokyo kind of rounded edges, robotic exterior stuff. I really like. Hope there's a main hub like Destiny and meet up with randoms. Yeah. That we were talking about that. We had said that it might be cool if that was on the marathon, but it seems like the marathon might be one of the maps. And I believe that was an Oops Leaks thing about the maps, was that the actual marathon ship was one of them. And seeing that most of the stuff from the Oops Leaks stuff seems to be confirmed by this video from today, I would say it's a safer bet to assume that some of that other information might be legitimate. Classes and heroes. Uneven start scares me as a Halo player. Yeah, I think it just has to do with how they balance it. We know so little about how the game is going to play, and how each mechanic is going to work that, My assumption would be that if it's built around this concept for this lawn, that they're probably building everything from the ground up with that idea. And maybe the utilities that each character is given aren't overwhelming in one direction. New art direction seems to have a lot less saturated, bold colors. Would you even say that they gave us a new art direction? These are just concept art images. Definitely this one, though, is very different, I feel like. it's the face. You know, we've really only seen the synthetic like biomata faces, so that's like a huge contrast. I feel like. Yeah, the bulky armor, Michael. Yeah, it's awesome. Heard some unconfirmed rumors about playtesters complaining about how it's basically impossible to blend in with the environment and stay healthy. So maybe that's why they're changing the direction. Interesting. Yeah, when I've talked to people like Sado, that's kind of one of the things that we were looking forward to. It's kind of that very clear distinction between player and environment, like having a very like clean aesthetic where you're not getting kind of muddled, having people like blending in with bushes too much or anything. Game review was very interesting too, having played them when they were new and having designed a map back then too. 65 Scribes marathon game reviews. Interesting. I don't know if I've seen his stuff before. This is definitely more up my alley than the stealth. Wonder what extraction entry would look like. Will we be dropping in from pod or simply spawn in? Will some extraction locations require prerequisites like keys or flares? Well, considering that humanity, when the marathon launched, had basic kind of teleportation, they can teleport, you know, individual crew members all the way around a ship that's the size of a moon. My assumption would be that the teleportation abilities 400 years later are a little bit more advanced. So I would think that teleportation would still be the main thing, and I think that that's what's shown in some of the concept art that we got in the Vidoc from last year. I kind of see like the outline phase in of a runner, it seems like, and I think that's teleportation. But I could see drop pods and other stuff, maybe for areas that you haven't been to yet. Maybe you have to set up like a jump pad or a teleportation pad. Lots of opportunities, which, like I said, if we didn't really get any kind of confirmation on anything, though, so still we're kind of just as much in terms of we're just as lost as we were before. We don't have any direct confirmation on anything. But for all the people who are like, it's getting canceled, Bungie is getting sunset by Sony, or you know, whatever, or people like, it's not an extraction shooter, it's a hero shooter now. It's like this video quelled all those fears. Okay, it's an extraction shooter. It's cyberpunk. There's runners, marathon universe. It's happening. Stop freaking out. That's what Josie should have said. Shut your mouth. Stop freaking out. Let us work. It's gonna be good. It makes the map more vibrant, more saturation. Nifty. I love Hunt Showdown, so this could be amazing. Yeah. Hunt's another great example where it's like, yeah, you don't design those characters, but you still customize your loadout. It works, fits really well. I feel like it's gonna play like Hunt mixed with Halo. Yeah, that's a safe bet. I'd say Rage. Yeah, the clarity to get gunned by a bush warrior is easier on the eyes. Faster to traverse, harder to camp people. Yeah. Yeah, and I think if you guys have seen or listened to my video where I'm talking with Sado, that's one of the things we brought up. Just joined. Hello, love your vids. Oh, thank you so much. Geography. I appreciate it. We're just going through some comments and stuff, talking about the news from today. Guess in pods, since we're playing as avatar AIs, but I bet that we wake up into the runners after their pods land, so we see other pod smoke trails. Could be cool. ODST style. This is a character we codenamed Stealth. This runner is obviously a stealthy type of runner. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of this video that was very much so like he's trying to say as much as he can, but clearly he's not allowed to say that much. Would be fine if they had runner platforms like Thief that had some unique abilities and model designs, but you should still be able to customize your character as a thief as opposed to there being 10 copies of the same specific thief running around the world, which I believe is what he's hinting at, where he's talking about the upgrades and utilities. Okay, here they responded here. I've never tried this type of game, but from the art style, I'm incredibly intrigued. I hope it'll come out well. Thank you. Our team has been hard at work to create a compelling art style that showcases the world we are building. More to come. All right. Oh, they responded here too. Let's see here. Hunt Showdown fans, has anyone caught the showdown yet? It's a very hard hunt. Blue Oyster Cult, how's it going, dude? Where's my playable Flicta? Where are the Chakasins? Listen, guys. If any of you ever get a chance to ask an official Bungie marathon anything, look, it's your responsibility as a true fan As a member of the JTA, the Jake the All Right channel, you have to ask about the Chakasins. Where is the only confirmed Tau Ceti native alien life? We need to know if there's going to be Chakasins. Michael. A sewer caveman. And there's something very... I forget what it is about the mouth. The mouth. They don't eat with the mouth on their stomachs, the Flicta. There's something funny. I'll have to look up that later. Can you get across the map by shooting backwards into a door corner for hours on end? Dude, I would love to see some like movement mechanic kind of puzzles. Grenade. They're going to have grenade jumping. I mean, grenade jumping survived into Halo. Is there grenade jumping in Destiny? Is that a strat for anything? With their naming scheme, it almost seems like runners are being designed as archetypes. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, because they're not even assigning them names like that, even with the two that they've just showed us. Hope that this is a start of regular small updates. I really like to see this approach. Yeah, I talked about that in my videos. Like, I'm interested to see kind of the feedback that they're going to get from people. Like, are people going to like the fact that Joe Ziegler kind of just sat down like a regular dude in front of his webcam and kind of, you know, chopped it up, yapped for a little bit, and gave us, you know, a little bit of info? Or are they going to prefer that kind of like really heavily produced and edited kind of Vidoc situation from last year? A good mix could be cool, but honestly, if I had to choose between going months and months with zero information or, you know, getting a video like this every few weeks, I would definitely choose this. And I appreciate the transparency. And this is what I was saying, is like, it's 2024. It's so easy to communicate with your audience and the people who want to play this game. Turn it on. Yap for a little bit, you know? Yo, what's up? Boundless, how's it going, dude? We're doing well. We're talking about this new marathon news here. Want to be the Blue Fork cultist. And we are. And that's what tomorrow is, guys. That's why I'm streaming tomorrow. Joining the Blue Fork cult. Each runner is going to have ability options to flesh out that archetype, but will stay in the lane. Yeah. Sword launch after commands, bro. I like that Joe did this type of video. Good. Okay. I'm glad to hear that that's the general consensus. Bungie said something along the line of, next time you'll be hearing from us will be much later in production and very close to gameplay, so this gets me excited. We are excited too. We'll have gameplay to show off next year for sure. We just wanted to give a quick update from Joe here. Now, to be fair, their exact line was, the next time you hear from us, it will be gameplay. But, yeah, obviously, prefer this little update over nothing. Marathon, I would love to see a Marathon trilogy release on PC and PlayStation. Maybe from Night Dive, and have extras like concept art, demos, soundtrack, etc. available to access. Not expecting it to be a wonderful thing to see. Oh, and the Myth games too, as well as the really early games. I don't know, guys. I feel like the Marathon games are free on Steam in the optimal platform, I would say. I guess if somebody remade it in like Unreal Engine or did something like that, it might be a fun thing. I was talking to somebody though. This is not from me, but something I agree with. Man, I would love to see like a remake of some of the Marathon campaigns in Halo Forge, because they're doing so much amazing stuff with the Halo Infinite custom campaigns now. I would love to see that. Another ARG, perhaps. I didn't see anything indicative today. Now, some of us are talking about with the Fork helmet. We're going to be searching for a QR code once we get it unlocked tomorrow on Destiny. So maybe I sent the links to the websites that were part of the ARG from last year to the Discord, but they all still redirect to the Marathon website right now, or as of like a few hours ago. Marathon might benefit from a grapple hook. Dude, everything benefits from a grapple hook. Hell yeah. Zip lines. Joe mentioned taking inspirations from the original Marathon and capturing some of the creepy, mysterious vibes from the original. I wonder what he meant by that. I think he's talking about how, I guess maybe, so more broadly, I would say that if we're looking at like kind of the narrative they're trying to build, it seems like a lot of it is inspired by the kind of like esoteric oddity of, you know, this AI that's going rampant, and the kind of the implications for that, and them doing things behind the scenes that are kind of not necessarily beneficial to humanity, and kind of the impact that it has. Also, another big thing from the original games that each game, you know, had had like poems, you know, like deep kind of philosophical stories and rants and kind of like overarching metaphors that aren't really explained. And if you look specifically at the second game and Marathon Infinity, so Marathon Durandal and Marathon Infinity, instead of using like this kind of plunky cyberpunk soundtrack, they opted for just ambient noise. So you had these kind of lawn open hallways of these ghost ships, or you know, maybe you're on Lohuan and you're kind of in this water treatment facility, and all you hear is kind of the splish splash of these weird grotesque creatures, or you know, the kind of little rambles of a four fighter as they're, you know, just going back and forth in this hallway, you know, standing post. So there is kind of like a creepiness to the peril of the situation. If you think about the Marathon as an individual entity, it is a ship that took 100 years to build, then 300 years to have a journey there. You know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to just build the ship, you know, be the crew on the ship, get here, go to the colony, establish colony. And so they do like 400 years of work. And basically the moment they get there, I mean, it's 10 years, but in the grand scheme of things, they're destroyed by an alien race that they had no idea of. And the cosmic joke is that their computer, their AI, Durandal, that's, you know, the one who called the aliens there and caused it all. So it is kind of like this very dark, creepy situation to be in. You know, you're out in the middle of space, you're where no human has ever gone, and you're kind of at the whim of an alien race who wants to enslave every living thing. Order of the Blue Fork clan in D2 up. Okay, yeah, I'm starting D2 tomorrow. I'm streaming it, so I'm going to clan up when I get in tomorrow. Be on Destiny tomorrow as well. Nice. Nice to see literally anything. Exactly. And that's what I was saying. I you know, they just need a little piece of communication like this. And it feels like a little bit kind of a nothing burger because so much has come out in leaks. But I think if they continue to be a little more upfront with communication, these kind of little videos will be more beneficial and have a lot more kind of new information for us. Even if they don't make consistent update videos, they should do monthly concept art drops. Yeah, I would love that. Dude, all of the art they've shown has been sick. I mean, that is the best thing that we got from this, were those two new pieces of concept art. Not sure if my chats are going through, but have you seen the new updated website? There are also Tau Ceti ticks, which poison you. Not sure how that works with clones. Interesting. No, let me see here. It's Marathon, the game that pulls it up. Sorry, I go a little slow there. Here we go. All right. Ooh, look at this. No, I haven't seen this. This must have just updated, yeah? All right. Well, let's go through this real quick. What do we got here? 98123, 2138, 1233. So I think these are the same numbers that they had. New logo. Okay, so they got rid of the old Marathon text logo entirely, yeah? It's over here. Moment Beyond. Pull. It looks like very similar kind of little filler text. Master Ghost Ship hangs in low orbit over a lost colony on Tau Ceti 4. 30,000 souls who call this place home have disappeared without a trace. Strange signals to mysterious artifacts, long dormant AI, and troves of untold riches. You are a runner, venturing into the unknown, fight for fame and infamy. Who among you will write their names across the stars? Okay, so they changed like the header. Creators of Halo and Destiny. I believe this is the same. Interesting. Well, damn. Dude, that thief image at the top looks great. Your chat should be going through, Bon. I don't know. I was talking to someone else who was having an issue with it. I've been trying to figure it out. Some of them might be getting filtered for some reason. There are also Tau Ceti ticks, which poison you. Not sure how that works with clones. There's ticks in the original game. But that is interesting. I mean, I guess if the biomata are so advanced and so close to organic life, I guess maybe they are susceptible to certain things that actual organic life would be susceptible to. I don't know. It's funny that they released this helmet the day after the video, and the video came out the day after the Arc Raiders playtest. True coincidences are rare, yeah. Fun but grindy. Quit year after it came out, but you can have fun. Starting Destiny 2. I have a Destiny 2 character who's been around the block. He's just terrible. But yeah, tomorrow I'm jumping in to get the fork helmet and fully become the blue fork running menace that I was meant to be. Good evening. Good to see you, Jake. Good to see you. Inky? Inktree? Tao said he ticks poison you like Arc Raider. Only the header and the footer are updated. It's essentially the same, but I think it's now run by Gamesite or something. There's a new creator application thing. Oh, interesting. Maybe I should fill that out. Yeah, so it's just this bottom piece. It's interesting how they're quoting Durandal here. I do wonder this whole thing because they commented and said he never left. Bringing Durandal back into the fold in terms of the upcoming narrative would be an interesting choice. I would like to see where they go with it. It does kind of seem like they're trying to set up their own 8 AI and kind of move away from the ship AI. Master Gecko 117. Joe also kept emphasizing on the dangerous, hostile, and unknown environment. Wonder if that means we'll have to deal with some sort of environmental hazards in the game. This is something that I talked about in my video on the Forever Winter. One of the greatest things I liked about that game in terms of an extraction shooter is I like the concept that the battlefield is chaotic. You know, that the environment is an entity that you have to face itself. I think what I've enjoyed of the extraction shooter I played is the kind of I guess like complexity, but I don't mean in the sense that like, you know, like where we play one of these Korean MMO games and it's like there's a lot of you know, a lot of shit to do and a lot of quests and a lot of charts to follow. But I like the idea that each kind of encounter is super varied. So I would really like to see if the environment itself is something that you're battling against, because I like the kind of interplay between it's you, the player character, versus other player characters, versus enemies in the game, versus the actual environment itself. I think these are all things that could be super cool. Especially if it's like an AI that you're trying to like hack or control and it's like opening floodgates on an area or you know, changing the landscape or something. Be super cool. And yeah, it's cool to see them bring stuff like that up. Creator application was a thing for quite a while. Yeah, oh, I think he's just saying they changed it though, Michael. I'll be on Destiny getting that Dane mask. Hell yeah. Yeah. That's where I'm going to be tomorrow. If any of you guys, I'm going to try to do it when it comes out. So, as you guys know, I'm a little bit out of it right now in terms of day-to-day life. So I'm trying to make the time tomorrow. I'll jump on as soon as it comes out and be grinding for my mask. And then I don't know what I'm going to do when I get it. I wonder if there will be lava pits that Jake will sink into again and again. Hey, I'm coming for that 4th slot. Aperture Grills, guys, just beat Marathon Infinity in under 10 minutes. 9:58. So that 4th spot, that's coming back to America. We're taking that speed run time back. All right. So once I'm a little bit more healed, it's easier for me to do mouse and keyboard. I'm getting on that grind. It's those 2 jumps, guys. It's the Poor Yorick jump and it's the Electric Sheep 1 jump. If I can get those, I think I can get the 4th place world record time. What do I main on Destiny? I'm a hunter. Dude, I'm a basic bitch. I'm like, I saw Cade 6 and I was like, oh, I want to be him. I want to be a cool gunspinner guy. And that's the only one I have. I think I have a Titan as well, but I never played it, maybe once. Would be let's see. Hey, Xperia said it's way closer to the trilogy than people would expect. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I've been saying for a long time, because if you go through and you look at the ARG and how it fits into the original narrative like a perfect fucking puzzle piece, you know? The Traxxas stuff in the Sakaguchi, like, this is overlooked right now because we don't have the full context of what the narrative's going to be. But I think when everything comes out, people are going to understand how cool it is that they took a time period from a bit of background lore from a game that came out 30 years ago, and they retroactively wrote in an incredibly precise narrative kind of explanation as to how the AI that gets referenced that might be tied to Tycho and Durandal through like a very, you know, deep kind of, you know, lore conspiracy sense is directly related to the corporation that probably was behind the Battleroids, and that's directly related to the Marathon project itself because Traxxas was a government contractor, most certainly working with the UESC on this project because they developed spacefaring vessels, and how they introduced the Traxxas Soul Orbiters to replace the Kreis, which is probably what bought off MITA, which ended the conflict after MITA took over for 3 months and gave MITA a seat at the table. I mean, all this stuff, it could explain why Bernard Strauss was on their side, or could have potentially been a MITA sympathizer. This answers so many questions. I think that's definitely going to be appreciated, and I think Ken Nexperio's probably aware of that and right of that because I know he's done some lore videos on Marathon as well. Getting sick of Destiny? Oh, well, I haven't played in a while. I played a few days ago just to kind of get my things set up for when I need to get the mask. Maybe Durandal is a random gameplay event. He pops up randomly, gives some crazy and self-important monologue, then drops a loot cache with 4 weaponry. If he just comes in like a teenager who read Edgar Allan Poe for the first time, or he trolls you and makes you die, that'd be funny, Ghosty. How's it going? My thoughts are similar, but I wanted like Zavala and Shax. What if you could play as an AI overlord, like in Darwin Project, and you control matches similar to Battlefield's commander modes? What game was that? There was a game where it's like you could control the overall map while other people. It was like Battlefield, but the idea was is that Darwin Project? I don't know. I don't know that I ever played it, but there was a game where it's like one person could be the general, and then they'd be in the maps, kind of running around shooting each other. Kingdom Hearts necklace tells me the director has good taste. Is he wearing a Kingdom Hearts necklace? Is that what this is? Oh my god, that's funny. Dude, the first Kingdom Hearts, when I played the first Kingdom Hearts when I was a kid, and you get off the island, that was bringing kid me to tears. I think Durandal has an important role in the new game. It'll be interesting to see, because he hasn't been referenced or referred to, and the introduction of the 8 colony AI did make me think initially that they really were trying to separate themselves from the original AI. Please don't make the runners hero. Jason, people are really turned off by hero shooters right now. I want this game to last, unlike Concord. This is a funny thing to say in Bungie for them to respond to. It's like let's see here. Our goal with runners is to give you a couple of base abilities to build your loadout around while giving you a lot of freedom to choose what weapons, implants, upgrades, and consumables you bring in. This won't feel like when you just choose a hero and then get whatever weapon abilities are assigned to them. Yeah, so I mean that's exactly what we've been talking about, and pretty much on point in terms of other extraction shooters, in terms of things you can change. I mean, look at Forever Winter. You can pick a character and then you can choose their weapons and their rig and what stuff you're bringing in with you. And none of those still feel like very good customizable options to me. Balance says, I think it will play like a reined-in Destiny that goes into a bit of different direction to evolve its gameplay. Yeah, and I think they're going to have to change like the time to kill and kind of the PvP weapon dynamics a little bit. How gravity is on Tau Ceti. Well, I think literally, like if we were looking to actual Tau Ceti 4, like the real world version of it, it's like a super Earth, right? So I think the concept would be that it's much bigger and it might have slightly heavier gravity. Judging by his quote under the new logo, yeah, that's a good point. But then again, here's the other thing is like if Traxxas, the AI Traxxas, is somehow tied to Durandal, is this something that Traxxas is saying? Like even the concept of escape will make me God. If you look at hold on, let's see here. If we go to Carnamir's Lore Archive and we pull up the Traxxas videos, which I believe are down here, we think our stellar product promise, environmental stewardship, ethical innovation, social responsibility, respect for autonomy. I feel like some of these kind of ones, I don't know which one would be the best.
Respect for autonomy. As pioneers in the realms of robotics and artificial intelligence, we vow to respect the privacy and autonomy of every individual.
every individual as opposed to every like living thing or organism. It's obviously including kind of AI.
To create technology that enhances the human experience without infringing upon the fundamental rights that underpin our society.
So I think a lot of these, if you go back and you watch them, these also kind of echo a lot of the ideas that Durandal expresses throughout the original series. Even his idea of escape, I feel like maybe it's our stellar promise. I feel like this is almost something that could have come out of Durandal's mouth, if I'm remembering correctly.
Promise. We at Traxxas understand the path to greatness is paved with the dreams and aspirations of countless
I can't wait for us to meet
individuals.
Durandal and he says you're not the
Our
security guard.
commitment to humanity is a solemn promise to honor and cherish those dreams as we venture forth into the uncharted territories of the solar system, hand in hand with the human race.
Yeah, see, that's obviously like an AI, a sentient AI, talking about venturing into star system hand in hand with the human race. I don't know. I feel like that. I would also like to see, is there like some deeper connection between Traxxas and Durandal? Maybe that's kind of what they're referencing here. Or what did Durandal leave behind on Tau City? But if he never left, I guess the other thing that I don't know if I've ever even like vocalized this exactly, but every marathon game, guys, every marathon game ever made retcons the last marathon. So I feel like it is a thing where we could just get something entirely different and it's just a complete retcon, and that kind of just builds into the larger kind of sentiment that Bungie is making these kind of very variable and flowing kind of narratives that have consistent tropes between each universe, but to know the exact timeline is very specific to the experience that you're playing at the time, whether that's the first marathon or marathon 2 or this new game or whatever. But Marathon 2 starts with a retcon. Marathon Infinity basically is a time-traveling retcon hopping, romp. It's huge into Final Fantasy when Kingdom Hearts came out. Yeah, I didn't play Final Fantasy until Final Fantasy 15, which I really liked, but I had no kind of like basis for it. And my the only reason I watch like lore videos on Final Fantasy 7 is because there's this video on YouTube, if you guys ever want to go down a really creepy rabbit hole, search up the Final Fantasy house, which is a very traumatizing story. But I watched like Final Fantasy lore videos of that. Wozions, how's it going, dude? You made it. Thank you. Well, after 30 years and a mostly new team, it's probably going to have a little retcon. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Francisco, how's it going, dude? Glad you're here. Kind of like the last 3 Halos retconned each other. Okay, so in Halo Infinity, is that stuff with the AI going like teaming up to take down humans? Did that just not happen? I need to catch up on the ARG lore. If you watch my last ARG video, like part 5, it's kind of it's like a 25-minute summary of all the stuff we learned from the ARG, and I kind of point out the questions that it sets up. If you want a more thorough kind of catch up, you can sit through the 4.5 hour long video. But the last video in my ARG series is like a 25-minute, and it kind of goes through everything that we learned about each faction and kind of summarizes it, while also kind of pointing out what we're going to kind of be looking forward to. Remember the announcement trailer said the next update would be they're way closer to finishing the game, actual release. We're already so cooked. Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. Halo Infinite kind of swept Halo 5 under the rug lore-wise. Is it true that they killed Locke off screen? Does he get like an off screen, not even mentioned death? Poor Locke. Quick movement like in Titanfall. Could be fun. Once again, these are all things that we just need to know more about. 4.5, but I need some new lore in my life. Yeah, it's 4.5 hours. It's a compilation of all my videos where I kind of explain and analyze the ARG stuff. New chat dialogue format is so good. Thank you so much. Valuation. My good friend Michael Veselovsky did it. Like I said earlier, for everyone who's in here, his Behance is in the description for my videos. He's the guy who does all my thumbnails and stuff, so check him out. Why no Vidoc? Bungie is usually good at messaging. 10 minutes of the director talking to the camera, seemingly off the cuff, is not what I expected. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier, is kind of getting an idea of how people are going to receive this. I like it. And I think that's what we agreed on in chat earlier. I like the idea that he just did something very casual. He looks tired. Not excited about the whole runner system. Not a fan of prefabbed characters in multiplayer games. Appreciate the update and excited to see it revealed further. Honestly, mid-2023, Bungie said they'd be going dark, and that next time we hear from them, there'll be gameplay. Okay, yeah, that's what we were talking about. Hope the music is great. Love the art style and the music from the trailer. I mean, this seems pretty positive comparatively to like everything else. You know, every other comment section that we've seen regarding Marathon recently. This is a pretty good initial reception. Like, I feel pretty good about this. And I liked everything he said. Joe Ziegler seems like a chill dude. Seems like a very chill dude. 30K views, 8 hours. Makes sense. Kind of like a niche announcement. Game hasn't been talked about for a long time. It's not a trailer or anything. Nobody knows for sure canon-wise, but the same variant of helmet is shown on one of the bosses as a trophy. Oh, for Locke? Wait, so they didn't even confirm that they killed him? Oh, no. Oh, no. That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. I don't know, but I kind of felt bad for Joe Ziegler in the video. He seemed kind of nervous, like he knew there would be some backlash. Also, the concept looked very colorless. Are you talking about the stealth concept art and the thief, like the character concept art that we saw? Yeah, I think it fits really well with the like clean aesthetic though. But you got to remember with characters, it's less so kind of like what's around them. It's more so like trying to depict what that character would be like, right? Isn't that the idea? I mean, I'm not an artist, so there's a lot of great artists I feel like in my chat all the time. So I could be wrong, but when you're thinking about concept art, I feel like normally you're trying to like kind of hone in on what that character. You're trying to like depict what is the personality of this individual, what kind of techniques are they going to utilize. We're telling a story here with just an image of this individual. So I think that might be because they were stealthier kind of characters. Let's see, a little bit different, but I think it flowed really well with the other art we've gotten. And I love the very like technical armor kind of peeking out from the side. I'm fascinated by that stuff. I've been getting really into like Gundams and stuff too. Poor Luke Cage. But yeah, Josie, here's what I will say, guys, is like, as somebody who's, you know, done cringy YouTube videos before and sat in front of a camera and stuff, it is very hard. Like, I don't know Joe Ziegler's background. Like, I can't say. Maybe he was a streamer at some point. I don't know. I know that he worked on Valorant, right? He was a game director on Valorant. So it seems like he's like an industry professional. He's probably like a very talented designer, right? Programmer, maybe, artist. I don't know. And I think this is just a whole different kind of thing. And honestly, good on him for being able to do this, because I make YouTube videos all the time, I feel like, and I still feel kind of uncomfortable and like I'm doing something cringe most of the time when I'm doing it. So yeah, I think that is probably what's coming through there. And I totally get it. Like, hey, this is something outside of his wheelhouse. But hopefully they do more kind of impromptu comp things and they keep getting the response that they're getting like this, because I feel like it'll be reassuring for the team and for him to kind of look at this stuff and see that generally people are being pretty chill and cool. Hopefully they'll have a lot of lore inside the game, maybe some terminals or lore. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be like very... I think there'll be deep lore, but I think it'll be background stuff that we all kind of have to figure out together. Looking for that kind of like Dark Souls analysis of the map and the environment and the little piece of text we can read. And then the narrative that they build will be like the cherry on top. They'll kind of contextualize the information that we glean from the environment. Love the way they position the characters in their respective environments, white on white, vice versa. And I think this artwork is fucking awesome. Yeah. Dude, that second one, the stealth one. The stealth one is very interesting to me. It's just that face. The face gives me such like an 80s vibe to it, which is cool. I really like it. I like the cyberpunk kind of directness of it. It also doesn't look like the face of a Biomata. So I wonder kind of how varied those are going to be. If only had a VTuber of a runner. Yeah. You know what? I'll send a message to Joe. Hey, Mr. Ziegler, big fan. Would you like to use my my goofy little guy here? Look here. Look, I'll even show him. We'll go, hey, he's got the fork too. He's even got the fork and everything. So if you want to give him a spin, I'll give Joe my guy. Maybe that'll make it easier for him. I don't think he's been in front of the camera very much. Yeah. I want to support kind of character to heal my teammates so they can do all the work. Yeah, absolutely. Evil Red Marathon. All right, what is this? Okay, so these are the Reddit comments. Re-engagement on the idea of extraction shooter. This is like a summary. Characters, runners are the platform utilized to engage with. Each runner uses various tools to engage in varying kind of gameplay. Mobs are likely a reference to non-player NPC enemies, fill the battlefield, and encourage diversify tense gameplay. Mobs is another thing, because we have been kind of asking this question as to who is going to, or how many enemies are going to be there. Who's going to be there? Is it going to be all of the 4? Are these just a few Sphit left behind? Are the Sphit aligned with the 4 fighters? Are we going to get some of the, Drinials? Are we going to have, like, the alien weapon? Like, what level of 4 are we going to encounter here? And I do think that mobs is kind of like a game term that just refers to any group of enemy AI, or if you're talking about like an MMO, I feel like that's pretty common. But also, I do feel like in the way that he used it, it does kind of make me think that maybe there is going to be a larger PvE presence. Whereas over the past few months, I feel like I've been more so leaning in the direction of the enemy AI would be kind of harder boss fight kind of encounters almost, and that most of the combat was going to be PvP. But it seems like, mobs of enemies, that could be really cool and a little bit different from that. Personally, not a fan of the faces. I've always been a masked helmet kind of guy, but to each their own. Yeah, it is interesting, I guess, that both of the runners they showed today have their faces out, and every runner we've seen, well, I guess White Rabbit was the only one that had their face out, right? Because Brill, Patch, and the UESC runner all had helmets. Yeah, I'll definitely be a helmet runner. Dude, the Batman style mask. That's funny. Need more forks. Oh, I'm sure we'll find the forks. I feel boundless, but I'm the same, yeah. Red Spoon, Dodgy Bloke isn't here, so I'll do it for him. I'll thank you, Random. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Wildlife? Did they say wildlife? Did I misquote this or misread this? First, Gambit and Destiny. Oh, okay, strongly encourage you to look at something like Gambit and Destiny, where a team can be made or broken on harassing and defeating PvE enemies, or in turn using PvE enemies as weapons against opponent players. Oh, that would be cool. I've never played Gambit in Destiny. Maybe I have to check that out tomorrow. I don't know how their modes work. 2 runner classes shown: Stealth and Thief. Psychological thriller concepts. So kind of like, when they had Christopher Barrett talking about, imagine you go, down to his basement, you see the glow of the compiler, I hope the map isn't too saturated with enemies. Yeah, it's another one of those things where we just need more information. Because the time to kill, the number of enemies, the size of the map, that would all play into it. And kind of getting that feel right. My faceless protagonist. Yeah, we need more chiefs. I do like all the glowing attachments, etc. on the armor. Yeah, I think it looks sick. Do we have 4K versions of the concept art? Anything we can see when zooming in? Let me see here. I think these are the ones that I saw. What's that say? New caloric agriculture. My assumption is this would probably be like a green tent style of like building or structure, because look, it almost seems like it's kind of like wavy, like this is fabric. Like maybe this is what the colony used for like their greenhouses. New caloric agriculture. Not a name that we've ever seen or a logo that we've ever seen either. Gambit got old real quick. Is it still in? If they want to do Gambit, there needs to be so many changes. Gambit is dead in Destiny. But that's like a PvE, PvP, PvPvE mode. Always wearing helmet of Saint 14. Still like Gambit. Yeah, so this one, I mean, I'm trying to see here. So we got the visor, which obviously we're thinking they're like a tech netrunner type thing. Maybe they're using this to interface with locked doors or locked computers, terminals. And they got this sick ass kind of like short, what is this, like a P90 kind of looking square thing. I love that everything looks like it could just pop straight out of a briefcase too. Yeah, and up here we're not really getting anything. This is just pure character art, I feel like. But yeah, no logos. It does look like they have a kind of maybe the Zeus class fusion pistol kind of thing almost here on the side. Like the square one that they had kind of, I remember in the concept art from last year. They've got like a assault rifle type thing. But yeah, the glowing, and this looks like that active camo. Which who was the streamer? Was it Aztecross that was talking about active camo when he was talking about abilities in extraction shooters? I don't trust Bungie anymore, but I'm still excited for Marathon. Boof Time X, that's a great name, dude. Yeah, I'm excited for Marathon as well. Love Gambit, but most players are clueless. It's gonna be me tomorrow, ruining everyone's fun by having no idea what I'm doing. D1 trial helmet for me, boundless. Also Titan main as well. Nice. The fist. That's why I keep seeing videos of them hammer fisting. Yeah, Gambit exists. It's all right, but doesn't have much support. Anyone talking about stealth optic camo legs? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I think that I think that that's what Aztecross was referencing when he was talking about, because there's kind of some speculation that he may have gone to a playtest, but I remember specifically he talked about like an active camo type thing. And I wonder what the smoke is. I wonder if the smoke is part of the activation of his active camo, if that's like a separate thing he was like interacting with. Yes, it was Aztecross. Thank you, Rage. Do you think Marathon will have any arena PvP modes? I like maybe this might just be me, but I like the idea of having like a very low stakes deathmatch mode, because I like warming up my gunplay. Like if any multiplayer game that I've played like seriously, I like to have a mode where it's like very quick time to kill. Let me just get the reps in, you know, pew pew a little bit. Hunt kind of did a thing where it was like a training map, and normally I don't like those. Like I don't like just going to like a virtual shooting range and trying my hand there. But what I do like is when they have like little mission or goals, or like, you know, 2-minute tasks that you complete, like headshot 15 enemies or, you know, something like that. But I would love to see like a little arena PvP deathmatch mode where you just kind of chop up different sections of the map. Maybe it doesn't count for anything. Maybe you can't progress at all. But I would like to see it just as like a let me kind of get prepped. You know, I need a warm up round before I risk losing all my gear. You know. Gambit is PvPvE where Guardians fight AI for modes, the objective. And they can Dark Souls invade the enemy's side to do a couple things like kill players, steal motes. That's funny. That's super cool. Really hoping these runners are more like classes. Okay, we're going to see this over and over again. In the comment section of the YouTube video for Marathon YouTube, or gold runners, yeah. No significant reveals by Bungie showcasing Marathon until the spring of 2025. There may be a shorter video for Joe Zealer. Okay, and that's just from the article from that we were talking about earlier this year. Maybe that was like a month ago, I guess. I don't know what to think of this video. Is it good? Is it bad? Highly underwhelming. I guess, but I feel like it's something that they were forced into doing because the layoffs and the Chris Barrett stuff and the endless leaks and rumors and the hero shooter shit, like they were just kind of forced into a position where they had to say something, and they weren't really set up to be communicating in a more kind of relaxed way already. And so I felt like this was kind of something that they had to throw together, but I wouldn't say that it was underwhelming, because I think it just confirmed a lot of the stuff that needed to be said. There should be an arena-like mode, yeah. I think it would help with people like me, because I'm going to get nervous. You know, I get nervous before I jump into the actual extraction round. Play the arena way more than the extraction part. I guess maybe that could be something that they'd be worried about, now having to like service and operate those two modes, whereas if they just have one mode, they can really stick to it. I guess the Tarkov kind of fix to it, right, is the scav runs, where you kind of load in with a pre-made character, and if you lose stuff, it's like whatever, it was given to you anyways. But obviously it's a little bit harder. Really care about the Crucible in Destiny. I grind for good weapons in PvE for PvP. The Crucible is just like the multiplayer mode, yeah. After all this time, it's not even a Vidoc, just one guy speaking to a camera with 2 concept art, and they don't want YouTube comments. LOL, very encouraging. YouTube comments are on. Were the YouTube comments turned off at some point? Seems a little harsh. It is interesting how he talked about PvE. Under Barrett, the main focus in such conversation was always concentrated on PvP. Dedicated servers, anti-cheat, but according to Ziegler, they make a lot of PvE enemy models. Maybe after the success of Helldivers, success of PvE Tarkov, the focus changed a little, and also the main site was slightly updated with new art. That's a good point. I think that any tweaks of that stuff though, and he hits on it in the video, I think towards the end, is that the major gameplay changes they're making are directly from the feedback that they got with the playtest, which they have done a ton of. So I think if they're changing that, it probably is a good thing in response to like actual feedback that they receive from, playtests. I get nervous, do dumb stuff, and end up losing everything anyways. Yeah. How's it going, Katsaki? I was hoping that because Joe worked on Valorant that there was some sort of arena mode, but regardless, I'll still play the hell of it when it comes out. Yeah, it would be cool. And he is definitely probably tuned into that world. I feel like they kind of had to come out and say, don't accept something soon, wait until next year. Yeah. Yeah, they were forced. It was forced into the situation. Now, could they have avoided that? Yeah. I think if somebody kind of had the wherewithal to go like, hey guys, 2024, let's just like put out some chill, low-key communication. I think what they do with Bungie or what they do with Destiny is great, and obviously game's not out, so maybe they don't want to commit the time to that, but I think that they should just start throwing up kind of like a weekly, post, just kind of talking about, maybe not weekly. Weekly seems excessive. Maybe a monthly, maybe every 2 months. Just throw up a blog post. Say, this is what we're working on right now. This is like kind of the idea. Give us a paragraph of lore, just something to pique the interest. Burn my eyes for Arena. Pretty sure people only play Tarkov Arena for the free XP and gear in the real game. It does provide a great way to learn very specific type of gunplay. Yeah, I could be wrong about some of the Tarkov stuff. I haven't played. I've just watched people shit on other people, which is very fun. I also get nervous playing multiplayer games in general. Sucks and mess everything up. Yeah, I can get sweaty palms. But that's why it's good to have other modes, where the risks aren't as high. It's a big loss without Chris B. I mean, obviously, I don't know anything about I don't work for Bungie or whatever. But what I will say is that if Christopher Barrett was making people feel uncomfortable, I just hope that the overall work environment is more positive, in the state that it's in now. And I hope that that's kind of beneficial for everyone involved. But we'll see. How was he commenting if the comments were turned off? Make it make sense. Yeah, exactly right. Tanks, what Chris B did, right? Oh, yeah. Mid-2023, they said it'd be going dark, and the next time we heard from them, there'd be gameplay. Video was massively disappointing from that perspective. It's good to hear from the team. My opinion, it would have been better for them to stay quiet until they had something awesome to show. I bet they do have awesome shit. I wonder who's actually... Like, who has the final say in what gets shown? Is it, like, Bungie executives, or is it Sony executives? I guess it doesn't really matter for me, but I'm just curious. Somebody's allergic to making regular shooter campaigns these days. Well, they want to innovate. They want to innovate. They want to do different things. All right, let's see what's going on over here. All right, and this I just wanted to scroll through because this kind of is a good summary of everything. So first we got the caterpillar. Separate the art from the artist. That's fair. Yeah, definitely a lot of the work that he did at Bungie was super well received. People loved it. New Marathon store page went live after, I'm assuming that was right after the dev update. Which was pretty cool. Oh, I think Michael in the Discord shared some really sweet pictures, like kind of what it would look like in different states on the Steam page. Like people were playing it and stuff. Which was really nice. Become a runner. Cybernetic mercenary venturing into the unknown in a fight for survival and fortune where any run can lead to greatness. That's interesting. Is that like a new description? Because I don't think that comes from the website. I want to say something else as well was sent. Clear vision of the barcode for the new art for the Reddit server. I thought I would share it here as well. Oh, nice. Elster on the Discord shared some good stuff there too. Just trying to see. Oh yeah, look on Twitter. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can here. Let me see if I can open this up. Will it work? Paste. Okay, so this was a Twitter reply that who shared this in the Discord? Let me credit whoever shared this. Oh my gosh, I lost it. Oh, Nito. Nito may have been here earlier. But Nito shared this on the Discord. BRB sprinting to the heavens. Durandal liked this. Durandal should get its own account. Who's to say this isn't already his? Damn, so they are really playing into the Durandal stuff. Very interesting to see, kind of narrative-wise, where they go with that. Follow Valbro, Half-Life 3 while we wait for Marathon. Yeah. Onions, how's it going, dude? But I also saw somebody had shared kind of like the tags that they put on for the Steam page. Does anyone remember who shared that in the Discord? Let me see here. General. Maybe I'll have to look at that. But it had like survival. Oh, here we go. Okay, here's the list. I'll just read the list. So these are the tags that they added to Marathon, Bungie did for the Steam page. Shooter, extraction shooter, PvP, sci-fi, multiplayer, action, FPS, first person, futuristic, survival, character customization, gun customization, inventory management, online co-op, and class-based. Oh, Michael shared that. Okay, sweet. Thank you, Michael. Dude, what a goat. Michael's the best. Yeah. I want to say I saw survival in there as well, but I'm not seeing it right now, so. Durandal's the real protagonist of the new game confirmed. Dude, there's a fair argument to be made, and I have a podcast video coming out with Aperture Grills, the marathon speedrunner dude, and he says this in there as well, that there's like a really good argument to be made that Durandal is kind of like the protagonist from the original games. Like, realistically, who else, kind of has as much, attention given to them throughout the narrative? I mean, it's very fair to kind of argue that Durandal is the true, protagonist from the originals as well. Yeah, very interesting. Escape will make me God. Marathon Tau Ceti 4. 2850. I over time, I think I dig this this logo more as well over the original font. And the Game Post article. We already looked at this. Did the Game Post say anything new about it? Or was it just kind of a general summary like we've already done? Sure do love me some inventory management. You're the go. Oh, thank you, Michael. Yeah, hero shooter rumor, quickly green traction. Yeah, we saw that. Short answer, no, not in the traditional sense. Yeah, so we read that comment. New caloric agriculture. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is like a greenhouse on Tau Ceti. These are some sort of UV moisture wicking plant. They're growing stuff in here. Do we know if this barcode leads to anything? Do we have any insight as to how that would work? I know someone shared it in the Discord. That's another thing they shared as well. New logo has a bit of a retro-iness to it that I love. Yeah. Yeah, way more so than the original one. I liked the Marathon font from last year as well. But this does kind of have a much more, I don't know, like pixely, chunky look to it that I dig. Got to get back to work. It's Tuesday lunchtime here in Australia. I'll keep listening, but no more comments. Cheers to all. Boof, thank you so much, dude, for coming out. Have fun at work. I hope you're not working too hard, dude. Take it easy. Developer has already teased 2 runners in today's developer update video. The Thief and the Stealth. Clarification supports the Game Post reports that Marathon follows a class-based system instead of hero characters seen in games like Overwatch. Dude, this is just like what Sato was saying earlier. Barcodes could be binary code, right? I don't know. Interesting, Francisco. Can they be? Hold on. Let me pull up the picture that let me show you guys what I was looking at. It was in News and Hopium. Was it Elster? Let's see. Elster. Because I thought they shared the picture. Oh, yes. Elster. Elster said, by the way, guys, did a clearer version of the barcode on the new art for the Reddit server. thought I would share it here as well. So this is from Elster on the Discord, so much appreciation to them. Thank you. And then let me open that up here. Oop. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that's the barcode. They kind of like cleaned it up for us. Barcode could be Agro Farms, like where Sapper lives in Blade Runner 2049. Yes. Yeah, exactly like that, dude. Blade Runner 2049 is so good. Okay. Well, I don't know. How could we determine if this is? Is there like an online like image barcode reader that I could upload it to? Image. Sorry guys. Once again, I'm typing with one hand here, so it might go slow. Barcode reader online. Barcode reader. Could we like upload an image or enter a URL? Let's try this. We'll do this. Unexpected error. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Barcodes are typically encoded with the thickness of the line, so it would have to be something different, almost closer to a QR code in my eyes with all of the missing spaces. ChatGPT, is that how I should go through it? 24/9 was good. Yeah. Dude, just the when he's in the snow in the end. All right, I'll have to. I don't have enough hands, I feel like, to do this in a reasonable way right now. But I'll have to look into how I could decode a barcode later. But this is it. This is the barcode image that they kind of Elster flattened out for us. So if you want to see that, join the Discord, and there's a link to that in there. All right, let me see here. Do you uncover anything else here? Okay, so you quoted the goal. This won't feel like when you just choose a hero and get whatever weapons abilities assigned to him. We saw that. Tease 2 runners. Thief and Stealth. That's it. Bungie has confirmed that the gameplay reveal for Marathon will arrive in 2025. All right, so I guess all in all, I would say probably gonna be. I'm gonna take a very optimistic route here, and I'm gonna say we're gonna get a trailer in December, and I think that's gonna be followed up with pre-orders in Q1 with the Destiny tie-in thing, and then I think we'll get beta tests in March, like springtime, and that'll coincide with kind of the gameplay reveals, and then I think the game is gonna release end of summer 2025. What do you think about that? August timeframe? This is my guess. This is my optimistic guess. Yeah, I'll have to ChatGPT the barcode. I'll just have to figure this out. See if we're missing anything. Although I do think there would probably be some more hubbub online, people talking about if there was additional ARG stuff or anything like that. But yeah, pretty big news. Pretty big news. Very cool to see this all come together today. And exciting. Very exciting. My guess, trailer Q1, beta Q2. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like good. That seems realistic. I'd be surprised if it was released early access before Q4. Be a marathon beta boy. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah. Well, good, dude. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I think my only thing is I wonder if they try to avoid the whole, because what isn't Grand, there's another game too, but I know Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out at the end of next year, so I kind of wonder if they want to avoid some of that stuff. March might be a bit early. The D2 team made a whole enemy faction for the final shape in blue, a couple of extra months add to the regular development. Saw a YouTube comment from Bungie, no gameplay trailer until 2025. I'm tied to this idea that I feel like they're going to put something out for the 30th anniversary. That's my only thing. I have a feeling, I just feel like something will come of the 30th anniversary stuff. I don't know what exactly that's going to be, but I don't know. I feel like that's going to be something. guys, the plan is I have the second act of the audio play coming out on Wednesday. I'm going to be posting about that Thursday on Halloween. Be posting about that over the week. So if you guys like the first act of the audio play and want to check out Act 2, the spooky conclusion to our story, I'd really appreciate that. That'll be available like noon on Halloween day. And then, let me see, got that video with Aperture Grills podcast style thing coming out next week. Did an ARG or a lore video today about the Lost Network packets, and obviously a video about this. I got some other big projects coming up, so I'm going to be streaming a lot more. Like I said, I broke my collarbone, so definitely at the desk a little bit more. So we will be doing more streams. But I think for right now, that's all I got to say. Tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming Destiny, getting this runner mask even better than what I have right now. And I'm going to sit on this. I'm going to think about it. Maybe I'll get some more thoughts. Arc Raiders just had no beta this weekend. Definitely a competitor. They probably don't want to coincide with that. Yeah. And can't say anything about the Arc Raiders, but I am pumped for Arc Raiders as well. I guess I can't. I'm getting kind of tripped up here. I don't know. I think literally it says over there like you can't talk about it, but I'm excited for Arc Raiders. Game Awards could show something around that time too. Yeah, exactly. Maybe inside Destiny. I bet the barcode is just some sort of neat decal. Yeah, probably. But thank you guys so much for coming out, hanging out on stream, chatting with me. I had a blast. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be streaming Destiny. I'll be streaming the day after that. Cool videos coming up. End of the Born on Board audio play. Good stuff all around. All right, everybody. Have a good night. May the fork be with you. Sweet dreams.